Hello guys, so today we'll be talking about Puss in Boots, The Last List. And yes, I haven't done a movie review in a while, but now we'll be doing a movie review, and this is Puss in Boots, The Last List. This movie was pretty great. It was. Okay, this movie exceeded my expectations. This is probably one of the best animated movies ever made. Okay, The Bad Guys was pretty good. Okay, but I think this movie is deserving of any Best Animated Movies awards if it wins any. Because of course it was nominated for Best Animated Movie, but this is how you make a good animated movie or a good movie overall. Okay, if the movie was live action, it probably would have still been a good movie because the plot is very good of this movie. The movie is dealing with the whole idea of life and death. That if you have not seen the movie, obviously, definitely go watch the movie before you watch this. Is a movie that you really don't need, that you really should have spoiled. But if you want to watch the movie, if you want to see some spoilers for the movie, you there'll be some spoilers. The villain of this movie, which there are two villains of this movie, one of them is Death. Death is probably one of the greatest animated villains. Okay, the whole point of Death is that he's supposed to be scary. He's supposed to be make you feel scared. And every time Puss in Boots sees him, he has a literal panic attack because he sees this character. And that's why he wants his wives back, because first he wants it because of the legend, and and then he wants his wives back because he thinks that he'll need them to face Death, who is the big bad wolf villain. Okay. And throughout the whole story, Puss in Boots changes as a character. Okay. He changes from an egotistical cat who cares only about his legend to actually caring about his friends and allies he makes throughout the story. You have another villain as well. Well, Jack Horner, who also the same name as the guy who believed that, the T Rex was a, scavenger. You remember that guy? But yeah, the same guy who believed the T Rex was a scavenger. Okay, maybe he's not the same person, but he's basically the real. He's also the other villain of the story. Okay, he is the other villain of the story. Death, he's basically just basically the Grim Reaper. Okay, he cannot. Puss in Boots knows he can't beat him, but Jack Horner is basically the villain of the story. Basically, Jack Horner wants to steal all the magic for himself so he can rule the world because he got made fun of when he was a kid. Of course, he gets defeated at the very end of the movie, and Jack Horner loses in the movie. I think him losing is perfect because he just is a bad guy. Okay, throughout the whole movie. As well. Also, the animation in this movie is really amazing. And it's funny, this movie has less of budget than all Pixar movies, but this movie looked better than Turning Red. Okay, I'm sorry, if you like Turning Red's animation, then yeah. But this movie looked better than Turning Red. Okay, this movie has a similar art style to The Bad Guys. Okay, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, those two are pretty good movies. But this movie is definitely worth watching over anything Disney has put out this year, which was set. Okay, this movie is definitely better than Minions: The Rise of Gru. Minions: The Rise of Gru was okay. Okay, it was definitely better than Turning Red. I would definitely rather watch that like 50 times than watch Turning Red twice. Okay, but yeah, this movie was pretty great. So yeah, this movie has also universal acclaim across the board for an animated movie. I'm surprised the IMDb score isn't higher. Yeah, the IMDb score is at 7.9 out of 10. Voodoo score is 4.8, and of course, it is one of the highest rated movies on Letterboxd as well. But I'm surprised the IMDb score isn't higher because this movie is on par with many of Pixar's greatest movies. Okay, if we're gonna use Pixar's comparison, which again Pixar is pretty overrated. Okay, but yeah, this movie is definitely a good movie if you have not seen it. It definitely and this movie hopefully will make more people take animation seriously as a medium. Okay, animation is not a kid's genre, and this movie proves this. Okay, this movie has messages for everybody. Everybody is able to enjoy it. Kids are able to can understand it, and adults can understand this movie. V and yes, all the characters in this movie are great as well. So hopefully, DreamWorks makes more movies like this, and less movies like The Boss Baby and Trolls, because they seriously have something going with their movies now. Okay, I'm excited to see if Kung Fu Panda 4 will be just like these types of movies. Which the Kung Fu Panda series is probably one of the best animated movie series of all time. That and How to Train a Dragon. Yeah, yeah. Which for some reason getting live action version as well. But again, it could they could just make it look like Game of Thrones basically. Whereas yeah, Game of Thrones does exist still. They even made a new series of Game of Thrones. I'm not really interested in seeing the Game of Thrones movie series because of course season 8 was like disappointing. But definitely this is one of DreamWorks' best movies ever. Definitely on par with the Kung Fu Panda movies and How to Train a Dragon movies. You know, with and of course Captain Underpants is a pretty underrated movie as well as DreamWorks' best movies of all time. DreamWorks had a what? Okay, currently what Pixar's going through is the what? Okay, the bad times. Okay, but it seems that in terms of movies, that this movie hasn't had insane ratings at the box office. Okay, this movie has made $442 million. Versus off of a movie only made like $50 million or $40 million in its opening weekend. Okay, this is a movie that shows that word of mouth works. If you make a good movie, people will come and see it. Okay, not a movie like Black Adam. Not a movie, where Black Adam was not a very good movie. Okay, that's telling you straight there. Yes, it was fun. It was fun to watch, but as a movie, story wise, Black Adam was not a good movie. Okay, but if you like action, then Black Adam's a good movie. Okay, but Black Adam was too much trying to be like Dragon Ball Z. It was too much. Dragon Ball Z works because Toriyama went to Dragon Ball Z to be that way. Okay, Toriyama went to Dragon Ball Z the way it does, and nothing can replicate Dragon Ball Z. Okay, that's the whole thing. Nothing can replicate the whole Dragon Ball Z. Okay, even then, Dragon Ball Z has good characters, even though the writing is pretty bad at points. But again, the characters do kind of carry Dragon Ball Z, even if the writing has a lot of plot holes, and because Toriyama is a writer that thinks of things at the spot. Okay, so of course he has to retcon things because Toriyama is that kind of writer. Okay, and yeah, Dragon Ball Superhero is coming out like 50 days. Okay, yeah, we finally get to see Dragon Ball Superhero on Blu-ray, and Megan's also coming out in a couple weeks as well. So yeah, here's my 8-minute review of Puss in Boots. Definitely on par with Pixar's better movies, which also have to do with life and death as well, like movies like Soul and Coco. Okay, but unlike Soul and Coco, which have to deal with the afterlife, Puss in Boots is just about the fear of dying. Okay, the fear of death. Okay, that fear that the natural fear of death, and the fact that this movie portrayed a panic attack way better than probably like Pixar. They don't really have they have not really had a character that fears something as much as Puss in Boots fearing the idea of dying. Okay, and the legend died with him, and then realizing that he's more than just his old legend as well. So yeah, as well. So yeah, that is basically what the Puss in Boots movie, the last movie in the series. So yeah, that's basically this video here. Goodbye.